The opening keynote of the NetEvents EMEA Press and Analyst Summit came from Tom Homer of the Australian telco incumbent Telstra.
So number one, let's talk about web-scale IT. Now, this is really the transformation of technology infrastructure driven by applications. So in the old world, it was a dominated world with IBM, HP, delivering servers that were really around scale-up type capability. Okay? Bigger and bigger machines driving the traditional apps of Oracle and SAP. Then the world got taken by storm by the guys like Google and Facebook and Netflix, where they said, do you know what? We're going to take the front off the server to cool it. We don't care where it comes from. We're going to start to build this scale-out type capability. And so Gartner reckoned that 50% of enterprises will be using scale-out rather than scale-up type platforms by 2017. Okay? So the enterprise is moving this way. So every enterprise customer that I talk to is getting a different kind of pressure. The CIO is now getting pressure from the CEO to move to the cloud. The CEO uses iCloud. They use all of these consumer solutions, and they're driving increased demand for cloud. But most enterprises don't have the capability to go to this wholesale web scale IT. They've got a hybrid platform. Okay? But more than 80% of enterprises see this hybrid cloud architecture as their target within the next few years, according to IDC.
Homer went on to say that Telstra is becoming a cloud broker in association with Cisco's Cloud of Clouds and in partnership with providers such as AWS.
The other dynamic that we think is driving huge cloud adoption in the hearts and minds, really, of customers, and particularly enterprises, is the idea that all of these consumer-type apps are becoming the enterprise standard.
Homer said that telcos could respond in two ways, either scale out to become a highly efficient bit carrier or deliver additional services.
So what Telstra's response to this is to build a couple of new businesses, which we've done. So Telstra has a ventures business, so essentially it's a Telstra-branded private equity company, and we've taken a stake in about a dozen businesses around the world that are cloud and software businesses, including Box, who provide a file storage service, DocuSign, who provide a way of managing the consistency of documents, and Telesign, who do mobile identity management, as well as another business that we've just acquired 100% of, Uyala, who do video analytics. So they help media companies to monetize video content. The other thing, which is not so much about technology, but it's really about enterprise workspaces, is that increasingly now we're seeing that the workplace isn't a place, it's a set of data. And it's critical now for enterprises as they consider cloud, as they deploy cloud solutions, that they really need to think about the more fundamental, and again, another discussion over breakfast was around organizational structure. You know, this is what cloud deployments and technology deployments are really about. You know, as enterprises become more mobile, and I mean, we're at Telstra a pretty good example of this. You know, we've deployed globally, Telstra have got 40,000 people around the world. And we recently, about 6 months ago, offered all of our employees flexible working. So that means everybody in our business gets the opportunity to work part-time. Everybody in the business gets the opportunity to work flexible hours. And our managers are encouraged to work on a way of ensuring that our people can do that to give our customers a better service.
Homer talked about how Telstra has implemented a flexible working policy internally, noting that if everyone comes to work, you're in trouble.
The final trend is the Internet of Things. So we've all heard about this, but what does this really drive? This drives that conversation about big data, because everything's connected to everything else. Gartner reckon 25 billion devices by the end of the decade. I think Cisco's number's much bigger than that, probably, unsurprisingly. So the Internet of Things for us is really around big data. You know, that's what we see it driving. And that's why, again, we're investing in analytics companies. I mentioned we've got our own cloud story. So I guess it's helpful to start with a bit of Telstra history.
Homer went on to describe how Telstra has acquired a number of companies, resulting in lots of duplicated structures and data silos.
So what did we do to address this? We implemented a new cloud stack. So the advantage that we had, of course, was that we had no choice. We were building a new business. So to some extent, we could leave behind some of the legacy. But we were able to build a new system stack based on cloud platforms that were a range of our own private cloud mixed up with public cloud solutions, you know, a product configurator, Salesforce.com, cloud-based Oracle financials, cloud-based HR system, and we brought those all together so that we could provide essentially a single view of our customers. So we think we're one of the few telcos in the world, in the international space, that now have a single view of our customers, driven by a complex but cloud-based customer database. So we've got now a single view of our customers, which means wherever you are in the world, you can look at the same view, customer data, for all of Telstra's customers internationally.
Other advantages, said Homer, include better sales team collaboration, identical billing and quoting processes worldwide, big savings from decommissioning legacy systems, and much higher customer satisfaction.
But it wasn't obviously just about cloud. For us, much more important was the change to operating model, which it drove. And I think, you know, in all of our discussions over the next couple of days about cloud and SDN and different ways of working, different technology transformations, you know, the most critical thing is working out the organizational change in the operating model. Because that's the most fundamental thing about a business that's in flux. Not a new system. It's never a new system, really, because actually they're not that difficult. It's everything that goes around it. And so making sure that you've got this ecosystem working well is absolutely critical. You know, so I think as an enterprise service provider, it's critically important that we all get this right in terms of building the right level of partnerships. And in telco, obviously, we have a world where we've been playing together. You know, most telcos' biggest customers are other telcos. And I think in the cloud world, that stays exactly the same. You know, I think we'll be sharing workloads across multiple platforms for our customers in the same way that we share network, in the same way that we use each other and build network-to-network interfaces to connect with one another. Cloud will be no different, in my view.
Homer argued that building higher value applications and services on the top of its cloud infrastructure was the key to future success.
And we're not doing too badly. So it's always quite interesting, isn't it, when you win an award from a supplier. So we've won a bunch of awards from EMC and Cisco for being their global cloud service provider of the year. And yeah, okay, you know, maybe it's platitudinous to say we've won an award from our suppliers who we spend millions of dollars with. But nonetheless, they have to give the award to someone. And typically, they give the award to the people that spend a lot of money with them because they're deploying lots of solutions and winning lots of customers. We've now got thousands and thousands of proper cloud customers. We've actually got hundreds of thousands if you include all the, I don't know, 365 customers and all of the kind of extraneous other cloudy type customers that we've got. But we've actually got thousands and thousands of infrastructure as a service customers. And that's why we're winning all these awards from various industry organizations and figures. So really, just wanted to finish there and hand back over to Manik, who I think wants to question me.
And with that, Homer went on to be questioned by me and by the press and analysts present.